All right, welcome to episode, what is this, 4? 5? I want to say
Probably
4.
four.
4 of Destination Divergence. It's only single digits and I'm already losing count. This is great. What will we do in the future?
Yeah, it's closer to 3.5 with how many people we've got today.
Yeah, fair enough. Half the party is down, but we will work that out. As a quick recap, you all caught some criminals. Criminals might be too strong a word, but and caught also maybe too nice a word. But that is what happened. You uncovered more details of the plot in Galt, and you explored around the city. You all decided to sleep on the decision that was before you last session. You were unable to come to a conclusion that morning as you were at a tie, and you all took a week in Galt as some downtime to kind of think it over, which I have resolved between sessions. If people would like to announce to others what they did during their downtime, they may. If you'd like to keep it a secret, you also may. All right, I don't hear anyone.
So is Milos's player here or no?
Hi, yes, I exist. We've got two artificers and whatever Nick is.
Hell yeah. That's pretty funny.
A professional golf player, but the golf balls are like small creatures.
Oh no!
That's Nick's class.
That's pretty funny. So yeah, both me and Milo, or both Carrick and Milos, probably spent most of their times in either in like one of the tavern rooms, just working on stuff together.
Yep, sounds about right. What were you up to, Drost? You would like to say it all?
Unless he's muted.
Unless he's muted.
I was working.
Gotcha.
Just working away at the forge, getting shit done.
Yep, there you go. Earned some pocket cash. So that's what y'all did for a week. The other three may or may not tell you when they return. For now, we'll say the final day, while they were in a day of quote-unquote rest, they had a drinking competition between the three of them in the Brass Bolt. And they're all just completely knocked out this morning. So none of the three of them will be around to help out with today's session. But otherwise, the town is yours.
It's mine. I own the town now.
Yes, indeed. Congratulations. That was your downtime activity.
Just host a coup, you know?
Did we have a specific goal in mind?
Oh, that's up to you guys, but there is still this plot in town. There is the Store of the Whispers that you have not visited yet. You could explore around the city, you could explore in the city. Up to you.
Jordan.
Yes.
What did you say the name of the woman that that Felicia met with was?
That would be Colena.
What was her last name?
Double check that real quick. Yeldrin. Colena Yeldrin.
Cool, not my mom. Sick.
Not your mom, yes. always a helpful step. Yes. She was as a reminder of, just a short recap on her. She's a female elf. She seems kind of shifty. She is studying magic, though she is still, she's not exactly an expert yet. She is working to free James Burker, as she was a companion of his for a while here, and he was kind to her, and she thinks that he is innocent, but she does not know of what crime.
That's kind of shifty.
Yes.
Is a little shift.
Well, she only really trusts Felicia, so I don't see us making contact with her being really that good. I'm also not that good of a talker, so I wouldn't volunteer.
Also, Felicia didn't tell us how to get in contact, even
As
if we
well.
wanted to.
Yeah, I think
She's
Felicia's
not in much of a position to ask her
yeah,
right now.
exactly. She passed out. I think Felicia's actual words were, "Do not even try. I'm the only one who can." Took direct charge of that. So,
No, someone said, one of the guards said he was in jail.
Yes, that is
So
correct.
we could try to contact him
You could.
through the jail, but that might end in disaster. I would likely not even attempt that because I know I'm not sneaky.
Are you all meeting somewhere inside the Brass Bolt at the moment to discuss? Perhaps in somebody's room? Or are you outside somewhere? Or
Probably one of our rooms.
Alright,
I'm assuming we would meet in our rooms, yeah.
fair enough. Well, there's, as I mentioned earlier, there's a few options. You've got some stores around town that have not been visited. Well, stores and locations of interest that have not been visited. You can go to the jail, you could ask around, you could explore.
I do kind of want to check out that Whisper store. It seems like it might have some nice fishing supplies.
That's an option, sure.
The Whisper store, what did that one have?
You recognized it as some kind of enchantment shop.
Oh yeah, we'll definitely go take a look around there.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wasn't Kieran the one who wanted to window shop in the first place?
He'll get to it eventually,
well.
I'm sure.
Oh well.
Maybe you all can tell him what was there and he can return. Alright, so you make your way over to Whispers then. I don't hear any objections.
No, let's go do it.
Alright. So, it's a fairly normal looking building on the outside. You almost would have mistaken it for a house if it weren't for the big Whispers sign above it and enchanting shop underneath it. It's just a fairly wide porch covering the entire front of the storefront and a normal door and window. It's not like wide enough windows to look in and window shop. It's basically just a house. And it has 2 floors, and the second floor does appear to be where the residents, the owners of the shop, live. Just from the general layout of it.
A new
Hi.
challenger approaches.
Sorry,
Oh, hey. Okay.
I'll stay here. I'll stay as long as I can handle.
All right. Well, that fits with the story I had for you perfectly because I said you were in a drinking competition and were not in a perfect state of mind. So,
fair.
Nakareth catches up to you all. This is good. They are headed.
Well, that's good.
That is fitting. You're all heading
As
in.
long as he doesn't fall over and we have to escort him back.
Yes. So you're all heading into the enchantment shop you found last session, named Whispers, which I have just described.
Enchantment?
Enchantment shop. Yep.
Oh.
All right. Which I did label on the map for you there, with these high quality TM labels. So who will enter first?
I suppose I would just stroll straight in the front door.
All right. So the Goliath heads up in, and you've got 2 artificers with their steel defenders and 1 slightly still hungover monk, all charged through the front door there. Inside, you see lots of mannequins around both sides of the room with various bits of clothing on them. They're mostly robes and things, but some more casual outfits, some fancier outfits, and some travelers' garments, things like that. But they all look very well kept and generally fancier than what you'd usually see for that particular type of clothing. In the middle, there's some countertops here and there with glass cases and various items underneath. The floor is stone, some like stone bricks and things, as is the walls, but the ceiling is wood planks. At the back of the room, there is a stone counter with a female human sitting at it, and she is currently working with a needle and thread behind the counter. Oh, hello there. Welcome to Whispers. Would you like to look around? Are you looking for anything in particular, or can I be of help in any way?
Hello, just looking for now.
All right. I'll be over here if you need me. And she'll return to her needle and thread.
This is in Gault still, right?
Correct.
Okay. So, oh, there it is on the map. I didn't see it. My
Yep.
bad.
That is it. So around the room, would people like to look around and see what's on display?
Yeah, mostly the
Yes.
display
Yeah.
pieces.
All right, the display pieces, the prominently displayed things, have labels. Everything else is much smaller labels. Like they're not engraved plaques or anything. They're just kind of little tags poked on the clothing. And the more mundane objects are just clothing, but they're nice. They're well-made cloth, well-made material. Some of them embroidered, things like that. But all of the items with plaques, which are generally worn by mannequins, things like that, around the edges of the room. You read on the labels. Several of them say glamour weave, which I don't know if any of you would recognize that. If you would like to make an Arcana roll, you may.
Always.
Let's see. Ooh, we on that +5 Arcana. Let's go.
Go for it.
Ooh, that's
I
something
got
for.
a.
Ooh,
Yeah, 4.
24.
Nice.
All right.
Oh.
Anybody above a 10 would recognize glamour weave, as it's a
Oh, yeah.
somewhat common item in.
That's a waste of 24 then.
It's a somewhat common item among the wealthier folk. So glamour weave has kind of shimmering patterns across it. So, for example, you might see a robe that has stars that twinkle, or a rainbow that shimmers and changes, or even a hat that has fire running across it, or gloves that have butterflies flying around them, things of that nature. They're fairly expensive, but not unreasonably so for one of much higher wealth. And they're almost purely cosmetic items, although if you rolled above a 20, you would know that the more powerful, rare, and expensive versions of glamour weave, which you also recognize here, have patterns that rise above the cloth, such as the butterflies you see flying around those gloves. And these actually do give you a fairly significant charisma bonus.
Ooh.
Additionally, around the room, there are a few mundane-looking pieces of cloth and clothing and robes and hats, but these still have the much larger labels on them, and these say shift weave. These are cheaper, and all of you would know about these, actually. I wouldn't even make you roll for it, but they're essentially magic clothing that you can speak a command word to, and it will alter its appearance to a different outfit that you have stored within it. So you actually have to own several outfits and combine them together into one outfit, and then you can instantly change between them, essentially. It's handy for disguises, or handy for moving between different events of different, where a different tone is needed, things like that. There are several of the floating farm implements hanging around the room that you've seen. These are of, I forget which I said were at the brass chain, but these are the other color. So if there were silver ones of the brass chain, these are the brass ones. I would imagine the brass chain had the brass ones, so these are the silver ones. So those of you who were in the fields before and saw two different colors of these tools, you now know where the competitor works.
Cool.
In some of the display cases, there are various spell shards, some arrows and things of that nature, faintly shimmering. Nothing too ridiculous, but right up on the counter there are two much more expensive items, a ring and a cloak. Would anybody like to roll to identify them, as they have not been labeled yet? Be an Arcana roll.
I got a 2.
Unfortunate.
Let's just stop rolling that die now.
Oh shit.
Yeah, jail that one.
So that's a 21.
All right. Well, the 21, you are able to find some of the runes and things inscribed on it. This is a ring of jumping.
Ooh.
I'm
Does it let
interested.
you jump more?
Do I know what that does?
I rolled a 19.
Yeah,
Sorry, I was
you would know
late.
it as well. Yeah.
Could have found my die.
So a ring of jumping lets you cast the jump spell as a bonus action at will, but you can only target yourself when you do so. And that is at will. There's no charges. And the jump spell lets you triple your jump distance until the spell ends for 1 minute.
That sounds insanely useful.
It's a nice little utility item.
That would have been great when we were jumping off that train.
Yes, indeed.
I want it.
And what about the robes?
The robes, I'd like you to roll again.
Another Arcana?
Yes, please.
19.
19. All right.
14.
21.
21. With that, you do recognize it. You're able to, again, finding some runes embroidered into it in the various corners and things like that. This is a cloak of protection.
Son of a bitch.
It is going to be expensive, but it's there, and it's on full display. It looks like it was just finished recently. But
What's the price tag?
on the cloak of protection, that is 600 gold pieces.
And on the ring?
And on the ring, that is 300 gold pieces.
Are there price tags on the Glimmerweave and the other one?
Yes, the Glamour Weave has a price tag of 200 gold pieces on it. The Shift Weave has a 50 gold piece price on it, but it has a little note that says it'll take 2 days to make a new set for you with the custom outfits you put into it. So you would have to buy outfits separately, bring them to the shop, and have them enchanted together into a Shift Weave. Or you could buy one of the pre-made ones for 50 gold by itself.
Would I be able to
Sorry.
buy one and then put outfits into it later? Or...
No, they are pre-made. They're made fit into it
Okay.
on creation. You could potentially, or at least by your knowledge, that's all you know. Maybe a powerful enough enchantment wizard somewhere could manage that, but the standard way of creating them is to create them once and to
Okay.
go from there.
Well, I'm going to need more of a wardrobe to find some of that at other places.
Yes. There's various clothing around the shop as well, and you gather that this owner of Whispers, who's currently working with the needle and thread, might be able to fairly quickly make you whatever you require to add into the Shift Weave, if needed. Though you do not know the cost of that. There's another note next to the Glamour Weave that says that one is pre-made, and that is one of the more rare versions of the Glamour Weave that has the butterflies flying around it. But you can get a custom one made for 50 gold pieces, taking 1 day. But this will not be the rare version with the charisma bonus. It'll just be a cosmetic.
Well,
Are you folks looking to buy anything? Have you perhaps inquire about some services, or can I be of help in any way?
Mostly just looking around.
I see.
Haven't got the money to pay for much around here.
Actually, where did you learn how to make a cloak of protection? I'm a bit of a student in trying to learn how to weave magical cloth.
I see.
Yes. Any I don't know, places to begin would be appreciated.
Yes. Well,
Even if it, kind of sounds like I'm competing with you. I'm not, I swear to God.
I understand. The cloak of protection, I did not learn to make it. I experimented until I found out the formula to make it myself. I was aware of the enchantment. Meltor, I didn't come up with the idea or anything like crazy like that, but upon hearing of it, I made my own version that should work pretty much the same as all the others. It's my custom recipe, my home recipe for it, you might say.
Interesting.
I
How
recommend
much could I purchase the recipe from you for?
the recipe itself. Oh, that'll be far more expensive than a single instance of the cloak. I would say 10,000 gold pieces, and you can have my recipe.
Ouch. What about if I
a lot of downtime.
promised not to make it for anyone else? I just need a... Truth be told, I cannot currently afford your $600 asking price.
$1? What's $1?
Sorry, excuse me, 600 gold asking price.
Well,
And I am
Let's
not looking to go into business for myself.
I will not afford you my own personal recipe, but let's say you do a favor for me. I might let you study my copy here, and then you could maybe make your own recipe from studying a real life example.
I like this proposal. What did you have in mind?
Well, you see, have you all heard of the Eldritch Groves just across the train from here?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
No.
It's
Yes,
very
we are
dangerous. My specialty lies with the needle and thread and the cloth and the loom and arcane arts of a more enchanting nature rather than a combat nature. But there are often ingredients I need from there, and at the moment, there's a particular beast that I could, I'd love for you to track down and bring me its heart.
Okay.
But, it would be dangerous, but if you could do that, I would certainly allow you to at least study my work.
Okay. What sort of beast?
Well, have you heard of a displacement beast?
Oh Lord. Okay. I mean,
A
have I?
displacer beast. Any of you may roll nature or history, your choice, if you'd like to.
That's a fake.
That's a 6.
Oof.
That's a 5.
7.
Anybody roll above?
You said history or nature? Yeah. No. 5.
All right. None of you have heard of
None
this.
of us
then.
know about this.
No.
I'm sorry. I don't believe I have.
Well, you see the nature of a cloak of protection allows you to escape harm in arcane ways. It kind of subtly shifts reality to allow you to escape situations you may not have otherwise. The Displacer Beast has a similar magic, but it has imbued itself with this magic naturally. I've only recently created this formula for a cloak of protection, but various elements of this beast could be used in a recipe. I think perhaps if you bring me its heart, you could harvest other parts of it and also have those on hand for your own experience.
Hold on. What was that?
Are you back?
Yeah, I was just putting on push to talk.
Sure. So she was saying, the Displacer Beast subtly shifts reality around you to allow you to avoid being hit when you otherwise may have, or allow you to get out of situations you may not have gotten out of, things like that. It's subtle, but effective. The Displacer Beast also has a similar effect that it has imbued itself with, and if you could bring me its heart, that is what I would need for my recipe, but perhaps you could salvage your own elements from it to use in your own recipe for a cloak of protection whenever you create yours.
Carrick is gonna chime in and be like, does this deal extend to the both of us? If we both help in this endeavor?
Well, if you would like to study a cloak of protection as well, you may. Perhaps you could assist your friend here. I don't know any of your names yet, but
Oh, my apologies. My name is Nakar.
nice to meet you, Nakar. I am May Walcott, owner of Whispers. So perhaps you, what was your name again? The one with the dog?
Carrick off Bandris.
Did you create this dog? This is a very interesting creation.
I did.
Oh, well,
Thank you.
You'll do just fine reading over, or studying this cloak of protection to find a formula for it, I'm sure. If you can make something that complex, then this should be done in, a month or so. But yes, I would need a heart of a Displacer Beast, and that will last me enough to create several more cloaks of protection. It's very valuable. Though, like I said, you might take other parts of it, perhaps its hide, or its brain, or its eyes, perhaps even its fangs, depending on, how your formula ends up, how you harness its power in creating the cloak of protection for yourself.
Joss will step up. How much information do you have on this displacer beast?
Well, the entire reason it's so valuable is it basically has a much stronger effect of the cloak of protection around itself, much less subtle and much less abstract, much more concrete. It essentially appears in a place that it is not. So when you hit it, you actually have to aim for where it is not, and you have to find where it is not in order to hit it. If that makes sense. It's a very slippery one. Stealthy, though it tends to move and tends to not be such a pack animal, though it tends to have other smaller animals follow it around in sort of a symbiotic relationship, and that while it is on the hunt, they will eat some of the food that it kills, since it is so adept at killing. It's a very lethal beast. And they provide additional distractions for the beast to keep people from discovering its nature, discovering its location. Just additional chaos on the field makes it even harder to spot the beast's true location.
So it is a meat eater.
Yes.
Thank you.
It'll really eat anything in its path. It doesn't really care as long as it has nutrients, really.
He'll tap Nakareth on the shoulder. We are currently stalled on our other pursuits. This may be fun.
Oh,
Gotcha.
were we?
Oh.
Sorry, were we not going to go look into the?
You may. That's
What
up to you
other-
guys. But at the moment, Felicia is unconscious, and she was the face and the only person who knew how to contact Kolena, the female elf that you saw before, or that she saw before.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah, so Felicia and Nala are down, so he's like, let's work on something else. Well,
Mhm.
the only person who has the contact is out of commission.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
So, yes. God, it's so hard not to drop into that Russian accent.
I'm using the.
So,
They're very good to me.
yeah.
All right.
Sure. This
So,
sounds like a good use of our time.
Any of you have a map of the local area?
Yeah, I've had a map of the town actually.
Of the town? Well, I would like to pinpoint a location in the Eldritch Groves if you happen to have a map that covers that.
Do you have one we can purchase?
She rummages around underneath the stone counter. There's didn't notice it before. There must be some kind of opening back there, and she reaches farther in than it seems like the table goes deep. Perhaps as if there's some kind of portal there. She pulls out a spell shard. She looks at it, puts it back, pulls out another one. I could sell you this one for 40 gold pieces. And this would cover at least from Galtz to Lake Galifar, the local area.
30 gold.
Well, the spell shard itself is fairly pricey. That's 30 gold itself. These are nice quality spell shards I sell here. You see, they're very high capacity. You could probably reuse the spell shard after you're done with the map if you don't mind throwing out the map, or you could just add more pages. But it has a lot of space. You could fit many books in here.
Ooh, so to Jordan, this is like a basically book of maps in the form of the spell shard.
It is
Empty book.
It's an empty book with one map in it, but it is a very
exactly.
yeah.
So
Spell shards have a capacity to them that
understanding spell shards, I assume, and having my own and working with it.
Yes.
Because that was one of my things. How easy is it to transfer, to get a map added to one of the spell shards?
Yes. So spell shards by default can hold essentially a little over 300 pages, typically. This one does seem a lot higher quality to you. You're not sure how many pages it could hold, but it definitely seems larger. Essentially, yes, you concentrate on the stone, and in the same way that you would when you're reading from the stone, and you expend some magic inks and such, and it writes into the stone the spell shard, that is, magically rather than physically. But so it is still a custom book. You can read from and write to.
Okay.
I might have a simple solution here. Does anyone have just like a piece of fabric? Just like a large square of fabric?
Oh, I could sell you some fabric, some mundane fabric, sure. How are you
much would that
thinking?
cost?
Just like a square foot, 2 square feet? Like what do you?
2 square feet should work.
Just like give me 2 copper pieces, plenty. She'll
Sounds good.
reach under, and you hear some snipping and tearing, and she holds out a square of nice gray cloth.
He takes it, and did she show us the map of that was on that spell shard?
No, but she just wants to mark a place in the Eldritch Groves for you, so she will if you ask. Yes, you could do that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Could you show us the map on that spell shard? you have?
Sure. Yeah, she'll hold it out. She'll let you see it, so you have to kind of concentrate on it and see it in your mind's eye.
Gotcha.
You kind of cut out there. You still there?
Oh, sorry. I just said I said thank you to her, and then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use magical tinkering on the fabric that I just bought to put a static visual effect on its surface, and it can be a picture up to 25 words of text, lines and shapes, or a mixture of these elements as you like. So I'm gonna just try and replicate the map onto that piece of fabric.
Okay, it's like a crude map. Sure, I'll let you do it. As you mimic all the compass and the some coordinates and things like that, you feel like you could navigate from it.
It's like when you get a really low quality image from the internet.
Sure, there you go. It's been JPEG too many times.
Pretty much.
Oh, that's a nice trick you have there. That's is that something you can teach? Something I could learn? That's very impressive.
Yeah, perhaps. Maybe we could share some knowledge.
Yes, perhaps. Maybe I could teach you a thing or two as well. If you come back alive, that is. If you come back alive, I'll definitely be in your debt for at least a little bit. That heart will be worth quite a bit of gold to me, but I take it you all seem to want knowledge and favors more than gold at this point in time. Is that the case?
Yes.
Indeed.
All right. Well, and she'll mark off on your map the location in the Eldritch Groves that you should go to. But she will warn you. Now, the Eldritch Groves are a strange place. I'm sure you've all heard, but while you will be able to navigate to this point eventually, you may find yourself going in strange directions that you don't expect using your navigating tools and such. You might take a step to the west and find by your navigation that you've actually taken a step to the east. And you never know how long it'll take you in there or how the passage of time really works. But I wish you well, and I hope you come back alive.
Thank you. We do too.
All right. So I take it you guys leave the shop then?
Yeah.
Before we head out, I'd like to ask her about making outfits for the shift weave.
Outfits for the shift weave, yes. Oh yes, I could make you some fairly common outfits fairly quickly, in maybe a few days, depending on what you need. Do you need more fancy clothing? Might cost you more than more common clothing, but all depends on what you really have in mind.
How much would it cost me if I were to want one fancy and one common outfit?
Well, more fine clothes could cost you anywhere from 10 to 20 gold, depending on what you have in mind. Common clothes, 1 to 2 gold pieces, really, if you just want to, an outfit that would to let you blend into a crowd, or you could just wear around casually.
All right. Well, thank you very much. I will.
Would you like to put in an order, or are you just inquiring?
I'm just inquiring.
All right, very well. Well, let me know if you change your mind.
Yes.
Alright, if everyone's done, go ahead and wander out of the shop.
All right, so are you guys gonna do any more preparation around town, or are you just gonna get going?
Let's meet up in, say, 2 hours and make our way to the groves.
Sounds good.
All right.
So, if we've got 2 hours, it looks like we haven't been to the building to the south of Whispers. So I'd want to kind of loop past those and make my way over to
Down-
the brass bolt.
Down there.
So let's see, like down. Oh, here we go. Like down this way, through
Yeah.
here, and back to the bolt.
Okay. Yeah, you can walk through there. You actually would have seen this while you explored the town last session, but those
Okay.
small buildings are mostly all residential areas of the town.
Okay.
Nothing too exciting, though. Here and there, there's some mixes of more common houses and fancier houses.
Okay.
No shops, at least in that area. Well, they're shops, but they're more common things. Markets to sell produce and the grains and such they grow around Galt. But nothing magic, nothing that would be real supplies, unless you want to go shopping for produce to cook with, or cured meats and things for travel, and nicer rations, essentially.
I have like 10 rations and a bedroll and a backpack, so I should be good.
Yeah, I should be all set.
Based on the map you saw before and your trip from the train to Galt, you don't think it would take you more than a day or two, at least, to get to the Eldritch Groves. You don't know how long you might spend inside.
Yeah, so I want to stop in the brass bolt real quick.
Sure.
That's where I spent my week working, right?
So the Brass Bolt is the tavern, and the Brass Chain is the smithy.
Alright, brass chain. That's where I want to stop in.
Right. Oh, hello, Drost. Welcome. I'm glad you've come back. Are you here for more work? You did such a great job before. You really improved my throughput here. I was able to churn out so many more tools and piece of armor and such. What do you need today?
Hello. I have a quick job to do now.
Oh yes, where are you off to?
Off to the Eldritch Groves.
Oh, I see. That'll be some adventure there for you.
Indeed.
You hunting anything in particular? Or are you just going for some general exploring?
It seems we are to kill something known as a displacer beast.
I see. I've not heard of such a thing, but I imagine there are all sorts of creatures in the Eldritch Groves that I've never heard of before.
Indeed.
Are you,
This past week, I have been interested in your hammers and impressed with them.
yes, my Timber's brass assistants, yes. Well, the pride of my work, really the jewel of my career. What interests you about them besides their genius?
My arts are not solely in the physical, but also in the arcane, and he'll point at one of his tattoos.
I see. Curious. That's good to know.
This fascinates me and is something I'd like to learn to recreate.
I see. Well, as I've said, the Timbers Brass assistants are basically my life's work. Not something I'd give away freely, even though I do like you, Drost. You're a good worker here, but you know, that'd be a great thing for me to give away, like giving away a family heirloom.
Indeed. And I had the thought, as I'm heading to the groves, is there something you need? Perhaps a deal that we could strike?
Deal, you say? Like like a favor for a favor. Is that what you're saying?
I would never expect such a thing for free, of course.
Yes. Well, a good friend of mine has gone missing. I'm not sure to where. I don't know if it's the Eldritch Groves. I don't know if he's been kidnapped. I know he doesn't have many friends, and he does have many enemies. He was the sheriff of this town. His name was Keth de Thrask. He's a very big half orc. He's a good man. I think perhaps too good in the time surrounding the war here, and that's perhaps what made him so many enemies. I won't speak of that more, though. I just know he's missing. I don't want to speculate.
Can you throw me that name real quick?
Yes, that is Keth, Keth, and then Thrashk, which you would all know. I'm not even going to make you roll for it. Is one of the dragon-marked houses.
Okay.
And that is the Mark of Finding. And they come from the more wild lands of Eberron. They manifest on humans and half-orcs, primarily. And yeah, he was the sheriff of this town.
Okay. This may seem a foolish question. Is there anyone else from his house in this town?
Not in this town. They tend to stick more to the far east and far west of the continent. Although they do scatter around, they tend to be more, the bounty hunters and such, rather than completely having headquarters here and there. But Galt is far too small to have even a headquarters for them. So he's the only one in town. He doesn't have any family. He came here and, for some reason, fell in love with the town. Or perhaps it was our camaraderie here. But anyways, perhaps he just saw the problems we have and, being the good man that he was, sought to solve them. I'm not sure. But I know he's been missing for weeks. And the guards... He looks around a little bit. He leans into you and whispers, "The guard really don't, they don't seem to care, or I've noticed they're just carrying on. It's very strange." And I'll lean back to where he was. But yes, he's been missing. Yes. If you could do that for me, he's done so much for me that I would gladly perhaps take you on as an apprentice or something for a time. Perhaps you could learn a bit of, or maybe an honorary apprentice or something, that you may carry on my legacy as well as my work.
I'll give a nod and say, I'll keep an eye out while I'm in the woods.
Thank you. I don't know where he could have gotten to, but if it is in the Eldritch Groves, then he'll definitely need some friends in there.
Alright, pleasure working with you, my friend.
And you as well, Ross. Thank you.
Alright, I'll go ahead and peace out and wait for everybody else.
All right. Anybody else doing anything with your 2 hours?
Nope, I'm just chilling, waiting for the group.
All right.
Same.
All right. So you all gather in, the middle of town, here by the well. So the Eldritch Groves probably would be easiest to travel out south, where you came from originally, and then cross over into it. The location isn't far into the Eldritch Groves; it's perhaps around here. Maybe a day's travel or so into the grove from the edge of it, or a normal state travel. you don't necessarily know what it would be like inside there. None of you have been in it, but you've only heard the rumors. So I take it you all leave town and make your way over there. You guys traveling at a normal pace? Are you going to go at more of a stealthy pace or a fast pace? What's the thought here? Are you?
Stealth might be good on the hunt.
I'm assuming you all stopped in to at least like leave a note to the couple of teammates that are passed out that you're leaving town.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I'll drop him. But Dross is up for a good jog. He hasn't worked out in a while. Anybody else up to run the entire way?
I mean,
I use a P90.
I'm a fast as shit monk. Hell yeah.
All right.
A quick 8-hour jog. Yes.
Yeah, the fighter and the monk are good to run the whole way.
We can try and keep up.
Easy. Just ride your animals.
Yeah, there you go. Ride your.
You guys
your
will,
robot.
unless you'd really like to try and push it, you can make, a normal travel, but you'll be at a penalty to spotting things coming at you along the way. I won't make you roll a Constitution or anything like that, but unless you really want to push it, which you could.
No.
I'd rather take it slow and steady.
Sure. That's 1 slow and steady and 2 push it. What is the 4th number say?
How do you feel, Milos?
I'll join the slow and steady.
Evenly divided. Good. You guys I'll let you resolve it.
Okay, fine. We'll go slow and steady. I don't want to dust our companions.
Yeah, we won't leave him behind.
Okay.
Well, we appreciate it.
We appreciate your thoughtfulness in,
So,
not leaving us behind.
This kind of will not go forgotten.
by slow and steady, do you mean stealthy or just a normal pace?
I don't see a reason to be stealthy.
I was thinking
I'm not
normal pace.
that stealthy to begin with, so
All right. So basically,
Yeah, I think we're just normal pace.
It's like a nice like brisk walking pace. It'll take you about 2 days to reach there, and yeah. So at the end of the first day, nothing really happened during the day. It was just a lot of fields, lots of more automated tools and such along the way. You can see the train passing a few times in the distance. If anyone would like to roll me a perception check and potentially have somebody aid them, you may. Or I'll allow 2 people to make separate perception checks.
I'll take a perception check.
I could as well.
Ooh, 21.
All right, 21. And Karik,
16 for
16.
me.
Okay. So as you 2 lead the way over, I'd also like somebody to roll me survival for navigating. One of the 2 people who did not roll perception.
Survival for navigating.
Yes.
Oh, there's a survival. Okay. I got a
Oof.
2.
2. Okay.
Well,
So as you
God,
make your way there,
God save us.
as you make your way along, you kind of, Milos has to stop and consult the map again and like kind of turn in various directions, and you go in a few loops. You think maybe, but you make your way along. Nakareth, with your high perception roll, you actually notice the color of the plants in the area kind of has a gradient to it as you walk. Like closer to Galt, it gets kind of lighter. Closer to the Eldritch Grove, it gets darker, and like far beyond Galt, you kind of detect that it gets kind of darker again, but in a sinister way. Whereas the Eldritch Grove seems dark, like darkness. The bits of green you can see off in the distance seem dark in an
Like a
unsettling...
vibrant, alive kind of deal, whereas off in the distance it's just dead, dark, still, awful.
Yes, you get the sense that there's something wrong with the plants over here. Whereas the Eldritch Grove, it's just kind of darkness in general. Whereas towards Galt, the plants are, fairly normal looking. There's just a strange, as you look across the train, you can basically see the gradient coming towards you and away from you on either side. Otherwise.
Wait, I'm a little confused. Are there 2 points here or 3?
Okay, so from the Eldritch Groves is dark in like a deep green, like a
Jordan, can I interrupt real quick?
yes.
You should why don't you use the ruler tool because the ping
Good idea.
covers like a huge area.
Yes.
So
So
just like point a little arrow.
basically along there.
I was also tapped out to my character sheet, so I didn't even notice you were pinging. My bad.
Why is it not?
Same.
Does that show up for you
Imagine.
guys? No.
No. Oh, that does.
I see it.
Imagine
I don't
only
see it.
having one screen.
No, it's not. But
Fuck
basically, the plans near the Eldritch Groves look deep, like a healthy but dark color, whereas beyond Galt they look sickly.
Okay, so this way towards the groves, they're nice and healthy.
Yes.
And this way out the other side, they're dying.
Yes. They look sickly.
Okay.
Yes.
It is pretty crazy.
Basically,
Gotcha.
Okay.
they look healthy, but as you're getting close to the Eldritch Groves, they look very deep and dark, healthy, like a you know.
Drost will go ahead and not notice that because he
Yes.
didn't even perception. Unless someone pointed it out to him.
This land is sick.
It is over here at least.
Sick? What do you mean sick?
Look in the distance towards wherever tower on that tower on the map is. Since I assume we saw have something.
Sick?
Similar.
Sick? Someone just forgot to water the tree.
You don't water Drost. Have you ever watered a tree in your life?
He's smiling to let you know he was kidding.
All right, so Karek and Milos, after hearing that
I'm just gonna walk away.
all right. Karek and Milos, after overhearing that conversation, you may either make history rolls separately or one together, as you two have grown up in the more civilized parts of Eberron.
Want to do it on our
And
own?
I'm not even from
Sure,
this
let's do it.
continent.
Let's see. What's my history? My history's
we-
+3.
We don't know what's going on.
I got an 18.
All right.
That's pretty sick.
I also got an 18.
Nice. Okay. Both your ears kind of perk up a little bit when you hear of a dying field in the distance. You've heard rumors, though no confirmation, just rumors of the fields around Galt, well, specifically to the southeast, some fields called the Crying Fields. And these are a land that suddenly and inexplicably during the tail end of the war became cursed. Perhaps just an overflow of excess war magic kind of seeped into the area. Perhaps it's all the souls of the dead from the war in the area that kind of conglomerated there. But there's many rumors and no true explanation or scientific study on the area. It's just an anomaly that no one has been fortunate enough to figure out completely. But those are the rumors you know of it. Anyways, as you make your way, again, with a low survival roll, it takes you a while. But you eventually reach out past the farmlands of Galt, at the very least, to a clearing where you might find rest. You may, at this point, either push to continue, potentially risking some points of exhaustion, but making more progress in the day, hopefully making up lost time, or you may settle down for the evening now.
This field looks nice. Perhaps we could find the rest here.
Yeah, let's.
Seems like a great
Okay.
idea.
Alright, that was easy.
All right, easy enough. Any special preparations for the evening? Any watch order, anything like that?
I can take a watch.
I'll take a watch.
I don't care in which order.
Yeah, I could take one as well.
Alright, let's go in alphabetical order with watch.
All right.
Sounds good.
You should have enough time. You should have enough of you to go through the watches. Yes,
Yeah, one each.
I guess that's me first then.
go for it. Roll me a perception.
That is an 11.
All right. Don't spot anything on the horizon anywhere. As the night falls around you, it's a fairly calm night. And the couple hours pass without incident.
Smoke my pipe. Relax.
Nice. There you go.
Nice. All right, and then I wake up. Who was next?
That's
Drost.
me.
I trust. Roll me a perception.
An 8 on perception.
An 8. You as well don't spot anything. The horizon seems clear. The light is pretty much faded at this point. It's getting late at night now. You guys settled, kind of late afternoon rather than like super late in the evening, so it's getting dark now. The couple hours pass again without incident.
Alright, go ahead and tap on Nekareth's shoulder.
All right, Nikareth.
Nothing to remark.
Roll me some perception.
Thank you.
That's not how alphabetical order works.
It's not, but whatever, because I rolled a 20.
Common is not Draw's first language.
A 20 what?
22.
22. All right. You also don't spot anything on the horizon or anything. Nothing coming up to meet you guys, but you do hear some somewhat strange sounds now that it's so late at night. They're even this far from the Eldritch Groves, you're able to detect kind of some of the sounds of strange wildlife coming from the area. It sounds unnatural. There's bird calls that sound alien. There's howls that sound far too deep to come from wolves. Things like that. But they're so far off in the distance you can barely detect them. But maybe it's just the wind distorting them. You're not quite sure.
I'm not familiar with this continent's fauna.
Nope.
Yeah, that
So,
was
I mean,
It probably all
Huh.
sounds weird to you, yeah.
Strange creatures. I wonder if they're all like that.
those freaks.
Huh.
Otherwise, your
Then
couple
I'll just
hours.
keep about my watch.
Yep. Otherwise, your couple hours past that incident. And our final watch.
Yes. Perception is
This is going to be the one where the Displacer Beast ambushes us.
100%. And I'm gonna roll like a 5, and I'm not gonna notice.
Right. A 5.
11.
11. Okay. No,
Close to a 5, but
it's close now.
a little bit better.
Yep. You're a couple hours past that incident. You don't notice anything. Nothing on the horizon. You don't notice any strange sounds like Nikara did. It's just late at night, and you're kind of pissed off at being woken up so early in the morning, and that's pretty much the whole 2 hours. It is now very early morning, but you all have at least completed a long rest. So you could start traveling now, or you could, make a nice breakfast or something. I don't know. It's up to you guys.
Well, we are adventuring, so I'm going to go with a vote for quick breakfast and get on the move.
Yep.
Sure thing.
Yeah.
Carrick gets out his cooking utensils and starts using like the ingredients that he bought there and pulls out some spices and seasons it.
All right. So you all have a nice breakfast this morning. I will. I'll give you advantage on the survival roll for navigating. Whoever takes that eventually, or super advantage if somebody assists that. But you feel inspired by this nice breakfast that Kark has cooked for you.
What is super advantage?
You roll 3 instead of 2.
Okay.
And take the best.
Yep.
Basically, disadvantage if you have the luck.
Yes, basically that.
Now that we are all the way out here, I'm starting to think we could have prepared some more. What does this animal's tracks look like? How do we bait it?
Oh shit.
Any questions?
I don't know.
It eats meat, and that is all we know, but that is us.
I dislike the idea of
Hop in the
bumbling
water,
around. Of bumbling around the forest until it finds us, but I don't know what other options we have.
suppose we could just. I'll try and track it down.
Let's go see what we find. Oh, and keep your eyes out for a half-orc. He's from the house of... Yeah, so look it up.
Oh, the house.
Tharash.
Yeah, Tharash. That's right.
No particular
Oh. Okay. Is he
Don't
a
worry,
friend
friend.
of yours or?
Not yet,
Huh.
but I'm always up for making more.
Josh is such a friendly guy.
Yeah, like that farmer that you tied up.
Is he though?
He had a comment, man.
Is he though?
Anyways, so you all begin your journey over. Give me one survival roll from somebody at advantage or super advantage if somebody aids them. And then
Well,
same thing.
I'm
I
gonna
have a
stay
plus
out of this survival
3.
roll because
Who's used to living in the woods?
Not me.
Joss
I'm
is
ge-
used to living in the mountains.
We're bad.
What's
I'll
his
have-
survival?
0.
My dog helped someone.
Okay, then you're helping me because I have a plus 3.
I'll allow it.
Alright. Alright, my
Sure.
friend, let's see what we can find.
helpful dog.
Yep. And then somebody else make
Hold
me a
on,
perception
I'm
roll
trying to
while
think.
you walk.
Okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
It's an 11.
21.
All right. Yep. You actually find like a very ideal route through where you're going. You can see far ahead the fields and things in the way, and the paths that you can take through them rather than trampling through fields and things. You managed to make up for yesterday's lost time along the way.
Woo!
Oh,
Why
thank
did
goodness
you
you're
not
good
have-
at navigating.
Halfway
Why
through the
did you
day.
not have the map yesterday? We circled the same rock 3 times.
It wasn't offered to me.
Halfway through the day, you guys come across the train tracks there, which now that you're close to them and you can see them in the daylight, they're essentially a bunch of stones placed out in a line with some kind of protective railing here and there, and slats laid down for stability, things like that. But there's no real place for wheels to go as the train kind of hovers using the rocks to propel itself along, as like with magnets, basically.
Cool.
Yep.
Is it easy to get past it?
Yeah, if you make me an acrobatics check. Because
I probably just
these,
step
you
over it.
basically have to like leap over the rocks as they're very charged with lightning.
Now, when you say acrobatics, did you mean athletics?
You may do either.
I got a 19 acrobatics.
All right, you leap over, no issue.
14.
You as well.
14.
You as well. I'll just
George?
assume your dogs make it.
Acrobatics
Or
is
athletics.
that, okay.
Your choice.
Ooh, or athletics. Oh no, athletics is a -1. Let's not. 3.
Okay. You do kind of trip yourself up a little bit on the way. You don't stumble, but you don't get as much height as you hoped as you try to leap over these, and your foot gets just too close to one of the stones, and it zaps you as you go by. You will take 4 points of lightning damage
Ow. Okay.
as it kind of travels up your leg and makes your leg numb a little bit, but you walk it off in a few minutes. Anyways, you finish the day's travel. You are now fairly close to the forest. Maybe only a few more hours of travel until you reach the edge of the forest. So you may attempt to push those last few hours, or you can rest here and get to the forest in the morning.
I do not believe getting to the forest at night would be a good thing. I think we should.
So, how
Rest.
many hours do we estimate it'll take to hit the edge of the forest?
I'll say 2. With the good survival roll that was made earlier, I'll give you a good estimation.
Hey.
Alright, that's fine with me.
All right. So you all bed down for the evening, just like before. You guys setting up watches again?
Yeah.
All right.
Same order.
First roll.
Cool.
Make me a perception check.
14.
14. As night falls around you, you see many birds fly out of the forest, but none fly into it. Otherwise, you notice nothing strange, and the hours pass.
I don't know. That's something pretty strange.
Noted.
That's not strange at all.
Next roll.
Alright, that puts me at a 16.
16. You notice that the plants around the Eldritch Grove are all, you might recognize plants that lean towards the sun or face, kind of track the sun, things like that, or sometimes plants are just random, but all of these plants are angled away from the forest. Almost like a uniform, like a vector field. Otherwise, you notice nothing, and the hours pass.
Oh, great, we heard the van. Well, we noticed nothing. Perfect.
Next roll.
I'll go ahead and tap Nekareth on the shoulder and say, do you notice how everything seems to be going away from the forest?
With an 18? No, sorry, 16.
With your perception, yeah, you'd notice.
Yes. This is not a very friendly place.
I suppose we just have to go against the grain.
Yeah, I mean, isn't that what adventurers do?
Alright, I'm gonna go sleep.
No response, just passes out.
That's it. Just thumbs up and rolls over.
Right. I'll let you keep that 16 if you want for the check.
Yeah, sure.
And so you don't notice anything else strange around the area. You notice the same things that were mentioned before. Although you do feel almost pulled towards the forest whenever you gaze at it. If you avert your gaze, you don't feel it anymore, but whenever you're looking at the forest, you feel this very gentle gravity. But the hours pass, and there are no events. So finally, we have our final.
This sounds like I'm gonna get dunked on again. Perception is
Actually,
D20 plus 3.
no, yeah, make me a perception roll.
6. Slightly better.
All right. You find yourself just staring at the forest, distracted by it. You don't really pay much attention to your surroundings. Make me a wisdom saving throw.
Oh no. Wisdom. 2.
Okay. You're enthralled by the forest, and you begin to slowly, almost sleepwalk towards it. Make me a stealth check.
Oh
Oh,
no.
Lord. Is this what it's gonna roll out
Are
on?
you wearing any kind of heavier armor?
I don't think so.
You're in scale mail, so yes, you have disadvantage on this stealth roll.
Oh, thank
goody.
God.
I got a 10.
A 10, okay. As you begin to sleepwalk, you're not really paying much attention to where you step, and your armor's clanking around, and Nakarth hears you kind of just walk away. And Nakarth awakes. And you see Milos just slowly shuffle, arms at his side, kind of staring at the forest, enthralled by it as he slowly walks towards it.
Oh, Milos, where are you going? And I'll get up and grab his shoulder.
All
Am I
right.
still asleep?
As Nakarth has spoken, everyone else will wake up as you hear the sounds. Milos, make me another wisdom save now that you have been interacted with.
Oh no. That is +1 again. 9.
No, you don't quite shake out of it. There's some recognition in Milos's eyes as you try and speak to him, Nakarth, but He turns away from you and just walks back towards the forest slowly. He's not moving at a particularly fast pace, maybe, a few feet, like, every second, but it's not like he's sprinting or anything.
Hey, you want to make a Constitution save for me, Milos?
Constitution save.
Oh, okay, sure.
Um,
I'll allow it.
I'm assuming I can just hit him.
Yeah, I'll let you just, pull your punch or something and still hit him.
19.
Alright, you pass.
Fuck.
I'm assuming you don't have a DC of 20, so...
No.
Milos is unfazed as you attempt to hinder him.
The one time I get a good roll.
But Milos, as you may make another wisdom save as Nakarath attempt to just find a pressure point on you.
18.
18. You finally shake out of it. You don't know why you're away from camp, maybe 40 feet or so. You're not sure why everyone else is awake, and you're not sure why they're looking at you this way. But here you are.
Were you staring off into the grove?
I guess. What are you talking about?
You just kind of started walking towards the grove, not heeding words or barely recognizing me.
Well, that's odd. I don't remember doing any such thing.
Okay. This grove is pretty nasty.
Grove's haunted.
Yes. Accurate. Anyways, it is now basically morning. I'll say you guys finished a long rest on that, even though it's probably a tiny bit short. But it is early morning again. And you are now 2 hours travel from the grove.
Alright, let's start cruising.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
As you all walk, you all feel the same subtle gravity as before, although now Milos is kind of not looking as intensely into it as before. But as the light starts to rise around you, the feeling fades. And the Eldritch Grove looks like it always has. It's still darker than the area around it, but it doesn't seem as sinister or as, it doesn't draw you into it as much. It's just a grove. A couple hours later, you make your way there. It's not particularly hard to navigate to this giant wall of trees in front of you, so I won't require a roll for it, but you are now at the edge of the forest. There are, not very thick trees around, but there are so many of the trees that it's hard to see very deep into the forest, and the underbrush is dense, and lots of ferns and vines and all nature of plants. You smell lots of strange, almost herby smells, but there are wet smells and dry smells and smells of rot and quite a cacophony of smells coming from the forest. It would almost be enchanting if it wasn't so unsettling.
Interesting.
The light inside the forest is very dim, but it is not dark. So you will be able to walk and act as normal. It just it won't be very easy to spot things at a distance in there.
Cool.
Do you all enter?
Yeah.
Yep.
All right, a couple of you start to walk forward. I'm assuming the others follow. And somebody make me a survival roll. If somebody would like to
I got it.
All right.
Survival roll makes me sound like you're gonna kill us.
It's a Boy Scout check. That's what it is.
Total 20.
20, okay. As you progress through the forest, and you have the map in your hands from earlier, you're able to, over the course of the day, make your way roughly to where you think the spot that was marked was. There's still maybe 5 hours of daylight left, as you left fairly early in the morning. And you are perhaps only a half hour's travel away from the spot. You made very good time through the forest. You You feel very confident traveling these strange woods, as if a force from outside you was kind of guiding you.
So if we're
The
pretty
light
close,
guides me.
I would like
Don't go
to
towards
start
the light.
taking a look around and looking for tracks, or
All right.
potentially looking for a missing
Would
person.
you like to make a survival roll, or would you like to assist somebody else in making a survival roll?
Well, Karth seems to be doing a pretty good job with survival rolls, so if he's up for it, I will assist.
Hell yeah.
Karth, help me look for
Fuck.
tracks around here.
Got a 7. I rolled a 1 and a 4.
Oof, okay.
Tragic.
You guys look around for a bit, but there's so many plants around here, it's hard to tell. I mean, it almost seems as if the plants that you're stepping on are growing back to where they were before every time you step on them. It's like footprints are very hard to find in this area.
Ooh, awesome. Do we hear anything strange?
Make me a perception check.
Yeah. 5.
Nope, you hear plenty of strange things, but nothing that stands out to you. Many bird calls and screeches and howls, and off in the distance, mostly, but...
Everything is strange.
yeah, pretty much. It's less of a nothing is strange and more of an everything is strange problem.
What do you say we just start burning the forest down?
I think that's a bad idea.
That's a great way for the Lorax to get mad at us.
But then we'd be able to see.
Well, you weren't wrong.
I don't think the forest will like that. And I think
No,
the
there are
forest.
creatures here that would definitely take offense.
Yeah.
I wasn't serious. He's gonna stomp on some plants.
Oh dear.
Okay. Somebody make me a perception check. Whoever would like to. As the stomping is going on.
Well, I am busy stomping on plants.
Yeah, somebody besides Frost.
Let's see. Let's see if I can get any more of these bad rolls out. Yep. There we go. 5.
5, okay. As Dross is stomping away, some of the sounds in the area grow a little quieter. Just a little bit. That's all you really notice. Moment. You see maybe a couple more birds fly back where you came from, as if they're traveling out of the groves.
Alright, I guess we'll keep looking.
Alright.
Yep.
Just when you stop
Continue
stomping
searching.
and you turn your back, you hear a branch snap right behind you, Drost.
Warhammer out,
Alright.
and I'll spin as I'm doing it.
Everybody roll me initiative.
Yep.
Oh hell yeah.
As I get smashed.
12. No, 13.
Initiative.
A 9.
One initiative. Okay.
Oh shit, I have advantage on
17.
Arcana checks? I'm an idiot.
What's that?
I have advantage on Arcana checks and I haven't been rolling with advantage. 7.
Oh damn.
Alright, so 15 to 20.
15 to 20. Yes, that's me.
What did you get?
17.
Alright, 10 to 15. 5 to 10.
7.
9.
Did our monk nat 1 his initiative?
And what did you get, Nikarth?
Is he forgetting to push his push to talk button?
Could be.
Sorry, no, I'm zoning out. What happened?
Initiative.
Oh, sorry, yeah, 13.
I was gonna say, you'd have to nat 1 to not be...
Alright. So,
Wait
This-
a second. Didn't I accidentally close roll?
possibly, but
What a do?
this little area is just your local area. You don't notice anything in it for now, but this green square is where you may place your tokens until before we really initiate combat, so it's your choice of where to place it, unless you're happy with that. Also, we're missing the car.
Car.
Hold on.
Yeah,
I
I'm
set
coming.
this. I set this up for earlier when I didn't know he would be here. There we go. So, there we go.
Yeah, this works for me.
All right.
Good enough,
I don't
yes.
hear any more objections. So,
I am pretty happy with where I am.
all right. Out of one of the bushes pops a dog. It's a fairly large dog, but not an incredibly large dog. It has 2 heads. It is not a displacer beast, as you were not described it having 2 heads. But here it is, and it's snarling at you, and it appears to be the one that broke the branch earlier, and you all spun to face it. It will immediately charge you, Karik.
Oh boy.
And it will make a bite attack at you. Does a... Oh, that's a natural 20. That definitely hits.
We're off to a good start.
Take 6 points of piercing damage. And make me a constitution saving throw. Against
Oh, boy.
disease.
A natural 20.
Alright. You feel the bite like kind of sink into your ankle a bit as it bites onto you, but some blood kind of gushes out of the wound a bit, and none of the poison makes its way into your body.
Gotcha. 6 damage, you said?
6 piercing, yes. Immediately after that, another one will charge out from over here, and it will charge at you, Nakarth. And it will attack you with a bite. Does a 22 hit you?
No. Yes.
Kind of figured.
That would count.
So you take 6 points of piercing damage and make me a Constitution saving throw. Against disease, if that matters for a resistance you have.
Con, you said?
Con, yep.
Shit. I got a 6.
You got a 6, okay. You are now poisoned, so you have disadvantage on attacks
Literally
and
everything.
ability checks. Yes.
Congratulations, you now have AIDS.
Yes, you have...
Fuck.
You have 2-headed dog
Okay.
AIDS. He's going to attack you again with his other head.
Ooh,
Only an 8. I'm assuming that does not hit.
Does not.
Alright, so feeling the pain of the first bite as you're surprised by this, you jump out of the way, and the second bite does not make contact. Right? It is now Milos' turn.
quick thing, Jordan.
Yes.
The storm room says I can't be surprised as long as I am not incapacitated.
Oh, okay. That's fair. So you would have had a turn before the second dog, then. Sure, I'll allow that.
Okay. That wouldn't change what I did.
Okay.
So, I'm gonna run up and get on the other side of this one with Kark and take a swing into it.
So that's flanking for a +1, not advantage.
Yes. Plus an 6 to hit.
How much?
That puts me at 8
8.
because I rolled a 2.
As you run by it, it kind of glances at you. It keeps one head pointed at Karak and one head pointed at you, and it doesn't. It easily dodges your attack.
That is disturbing.
All right.
Alright.
It is now Milos' turn.
Okay. I will crossbow at the one on the right,
Okay.
and I have to remember how to do combat.
Make me an attack roll. It should be listed under your actions somewhere. You might have to equip your crossbow for it to count.
I
It'll be-
think it's equipped.
It is equipped.
So you
It
have
should
a
be.
+6 to hit, so go ahead and roll me a
Okay,
d20.
yeah. D20 plus 6, right.
Yes.
23.
That hits, roll damage.
So for 7.
7 points. All right, it bolt goes right into its shoulder and just kind of sticks out from there, and it yelps a little bit, but it's otherwise unfazed.
Okay. Can I get my Steel Defender to attack the same one?
You may. Yep, if you use your bonus action to command it. So is
Okay.
Neko going to run out of reach of the one on the right?
Out of reach?
So Neko is over here on the right. You want him to attack the one... Oh, you said on the right.
Right.
Oh, you're...
He was here before,
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
so I moved him up. and now he can-
Yes, for some reason I thought you were attacking the one on the left. My bad. Yes, okay.
Okay,
Go ahead and make an
um,
attack roll for Neko.
Yes, so it's a +4 to hit. 5.
5. That does not hit, unfortunately. As
Okay.
so the bolt is in this one's shoulder, and it's now wary of its surroundings very much, so it ducks right underneath Neko's swipe. So it is now Nikarith's turn.
I'm gonna try to punch the fucker. Even
Go
though
for
I'm
it.
poisoned.
You are at disadvantage, unfortunately.
After bonus action, activate the arms. That is a +5, 12.
That hits. Just hits.
Nice.
So go ahead and roll damage on that. And this is the one on the right, yes? Yes. Okay. So you technically could hit either one, I think. But up to you.
7, and it's the one that hit me. Yeah.
Okay. 7 damage.
And I think that's all I got this turn because I activated my arms.
Alright, that one's got a bolt sticking out of it. It's got punched in the face. It's looking hurt, but it's not too hurt. It is now Karik's turn.
All right. So he pulls out the double-bladed scimitar and he take 2 attacks on the one in front of him.
Alright, go ahead and roll to attack.
That's a 20 to hit.
That'll hit.
Six damage.
6 damage, alright. And roll for your second attack.
Oh wait, I'm level 3. What am I doing?
Don't you have a bonus action attack with the...
Oh right, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
because of the double blades.
That's the 14.
That'll hit. Roll damage.
That's 9 slashing damage.
9 slashing damage, nice. Alright, that one is looking pretty beat up as well now, too.
And then Patch is just gonna run over here.
Okay, Patch will provoke an attack of opportunity from the one on the left. 19 to hit. As one of the heads snaps out at him. 8 points of piercing damage on Patch. Patch is immune to disease and stuff because he's a construct, right? So he won't need to make a save for that. Pretty sure.
Yeah, he's immune to being poisoned.
Alright, good. But it does take the 8 piercing damage as the jaws snap around one of its legs as he sprints away.
And he takes how much you said? Sorry.
8 points of piercing.
8 points, okay. Alrighty.
Alrighty. After Karak, it is Drost's turn.
Yay! I'm gonna swing at that doggo again.
Go for it.
Alright.
Oh, I wasn't rolling my attacks. this game.
13 to hit.
Sorry, flanking in this game is going to be a +1, not advantage.
Oh, that's right.
Yes.
I forgot.
No worries. You landed your hits anyways. So. 13 to hit, you said? That'll hit? I think you said 13.
All right. So we're doing a D10 plus 3. 10 damage.
10 damage. All right. He is like, one of his legs is all busted up now, and he's like kind of standing on 3 legs and not quite even standing up properly anymore, off balance. That dog is really fucked up.
Nice. Alright, that's it for my
That's it
turn.
for your turn. Okay. The dog right in front of you, Drost, will attack again at you, since you just broke one of its legs.
fine.
Does a 5 hit?
Close, but no.
So it's so off balance, it tries to take a swipe at you, but you just kind of nudge it away with your hammer. It's not even difficult.
I'll just laugh at it.
The other head will come swinging at you after that, though. That'll be a 17 to hit.
That does hit.
All right. Take 3 piercing, and make me a Constitution saving throw against disease.
3 piercing. Con is +4. That's a 23.
All right. Yeah, you feel like your body is just too big for the amount of disease that has worked its way into your bloodstream to have any effect at all. You just kind of shake it off. It's not your immune system's too strong. Anyways,
Awesome.
you're very well vaccinated. Suddenly, though, you hear
It's the cold in his blood.
Yes. You hear a snap behind you, a loud crunch, as if a tree has been ripped up. But
Uh-oh.
now the other dog
yikes.
will attack at Patch, since Patch just ran up behind it and it's been surprised by it. Does a 14 hit Patch?
It does not.
Does not. All right, it glances off its armor as Patch just growls back at it or something.
Just barely.
Yeah, and then it attacks with the other head. Does a 16 hit?
It does.
All right, Patch will take 5 points of piercing, and he will ignore the poison. Then, just after that, more snapping, more snapping. And then something pops out of the tree, but it doesn't appear to, like, the hole in the tree doesn't appear where it jumps out of the tree from. As if its physical form is slightly separated from its visual form. It just kind of phases through the tree and a hole appears next to it. And that is where
Would
you
you
I've heard of
say-
something with this kind of description before.
Would you say it's a little displaced?
Yeah, you
or
might
is-
describe it as such, yeah.
Fascinating.
And,
Oh, that's
Let's
big.
go,
Yeah,
big
that's big.
cat. Oh,
That's-
yeah. Oof.
that's-
Yeah, I
that's
forgot.
pretty
They
big.
are large creatures. Yeah.
and it is going to double check.
You know,
this
that doesn't
interface.
seem like a very important thing to deal with.
It's going to
at
charge
all.
right up here.
Oh shit.
And it is going to take a swipe at you immediately, Drost.
That's okay. We're instantly flanking. Nothing can go wrong.
It will swipe at you with some tentacles that come out of its back.
Dear God,
what?
It's going wrong already.
Does a 13 hit you?
Nope.
All right.
Oh, George, you don't know what a displacer beast actually looks like.
I'm actually gonna look at what it
Why
looks
does
like
it have
quick.
tentacle powers?
They're actually kind of crazy looking.
I've seen enough.
Here, I can.
What?
I can.
Yep. Oh yeah, I totally forgot what this thing looks like. That's cool as shit.
They're like panthers
Got a
with
bunch
with
of
6 legs and
and
tentacles.
Yeah, they're pretty crazy.
Josh will say, "Oh God, this is not what I imagined."
Oh, I meant to paste. Whatever. I might show you one later, but yeah, they're unless you could just Google it, probably pretty easily. But
Yeah, I can ping an image in the chat.
I already did.
images.
Oh, that was fast. Let's see. Oh, yikes!
Nothing to be worried about.
Actually, I can get one for the recording as well because if Roll20 will behave. Oh, that's gonna do the weird. Great, thanks Roll20.
Oh, perfect.
It's something like that. It's gross. Big nasty boy.
Who said that was loud? I say we just chuck it off a cliff.
Drost agrees. I will work on it post haste.
Yes, it will take another swipe at you now, Drost. With its other tentacle. It does a 19 hit.
It does. Glad it gets 2 tentacle attacks.
Oh, yes, of course. There's 2. It has many tentacles, and the dogs each have 2 heads, so it's logical, right? Makes sense.
Perfect.
It will deal 10 bludgeoning damage and 9 piercing damage.
So 19 total
It
damage.
rolled max damage, yes.
That is really unfortunate.
How much health do you have?
Before 31.
Oh.
Now,
Okay.
12.
Wait, what? How do you? What?
I've got +2 to con, and I rolled really good.
I'm sorry. What level are we again?
3.
3.
You just rolled really well.
Yeah.
Fuck! I have 18.
You have 18 max hit
Oh,
points?
God.
Dear God.
Anyways, that is the Displacer Beast's turn. It is now Milos' turn.
I'm just gonna cast what's it called?
Oh.
Cure Wounds on. Oh, I'm not in range, am I?
Can
Yeah, it's a
No,
test
you are
spell.
not.
Jordan, are you cool if I hit that with a reaction?
Depending what the reaction is, sure.
Forgot it's an ability I have, Stone's Endurance.
Okay. To reduce the damage? Yeah, go for it.
By 1d12 plus 2, so I'll just roll that.
Is that a
real
once per
quick.
long
Shit,
rest thing or whatever?
Yeah, once per
Yeah, go
short
ahead and do
rest.
that.
How many squares can I move?
Alright, so that's 9 less, so I'm still
You have a speed of 30, so you can move 6 squares. A diagonal counts
Okay.
as 1 for the first one, at least. There's a movement, there's a ruler tool for that, too.
How do I use the ruler tool? Oh, it's just over here.
You can move 30 feet, basically, so anywhere in the 30-foot range.
Oh,
of
okay.
it, yeah.
And then if I look at my sheet,
5e completely did away
goodness.
with the diagonals. Take extra on the. It's like 1.5. So
okay,
It all measures about the
that's
same.
Yeah.
that's 20 feet. So I'm just gonna ruler. I'm gonna come over here,
Alright.
and are you gonna let me touch you, Drost?
I mean, you're behind me, so yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna touch Drost and cast Cure Wounds. So that's
Joss likes getting touched from behind.
medic! So glad we have a combat
Alright, go ahead and roll healing.
We got 2 combat medics.
you get 9 health back.
This is everything I could have wanted.
9 health is nice. How much did you reduce the damage by the way?
9.
9. Oh, so you're probably back to full now, yeah? Or somewhere close to it?
So I was down 3 from the first one
okay.
I get hit by, and then minus
Nice.
19 plus 18, so I'm at 30 out of 34.
Alright, so
And
you have a bonus action still?
yes, I'm gonna get Neko to attack the same dog
Okay.
as before.
It gets +1 to
Yes.
hit because Patch is on the other side.
Oh, lit. That is a D20 plus 4 plus 1.
Yep. Even with its 2 heads, it's having trouble keeping track of both of you on your
Okay.
side.
21 to hit.
That'll hit. Roll damage.
Roll damage. How much damage do you do? That much. Okay. D8 plus 2. And it does 5.
5 points of damage. Okay. Neko actually breaks that one's leg as well, so it is now on 3 legs. They're both dogs are on 3 legs with 2 heads. It is now Nakarath's turn.
I think I'm gonna let the dogs deal with the dog in front of me, and with my astral arms, I'm going
It's
to
a cat!
attack.
It's a cat dog. It's fine.
The 2-headed dogs. Oh, right, yours.
Yeah, I think
I
it's.
keep forgetting that
Its
yours
name
is a
is
cat.
literally Neko.
Maybe I'm dumb and tired. Okay, I wake up at 4:30 in the morning. Give me
I
a
thought
break.
you were Kieran.
Maybe we're intentionally forgetting its name, Neko.
Yay.
You know what? That's possible too. Fuck you. No.
Ooh.
I'm gonna attempt to attack the Displacer Beast.
Okay, with your 10-foot range, go for it.
Yep. Disadvantage because I'm still poisoned, or do I gotta make a save at the end of rounds?
Let me double check that for you. I don't believe you make saves at the end of rounds for now.
I believe the poison condition in D&D 5e is the equivalent of just a big dick right in your butt.
Yeah, and this is a
Yeah, that's what I remember.
this is a special poison that you will figure out later as well. But so it doesn't give you anything in combat other than disadvantage for now, and there are no saves.
Fuck. Okay.
It's like being prone in 3-5, stronger than it should be.
Does a 15 hit the Displacer Beast?
It does. Go ahead
But
and
are you
Hallelujah.
at the Displacer Beast or next to it?
what?
I'm attempting to break through the illusion the Displacer Beast
Okay. So
projects.
I think he was remarking on how your character icon is not actually adjacent to the Displacer Beast.
Oh no, I was just remarking on the Displacer Beast being
yes.
displaced.
So
Oh.
you already had disadvantage on the attack just for its natural traits. So even if you weren't poisoned, it would have been. But since you hit, you actually kind of see reality kind of snap a little bit, and the image kind of fades slightly, and then fades back in, and it's kind of more centered in a location. So it's like the Displacer Beast has been disrupted for a moment.
Sweet. He takes 5 points of damage, and I would like him to make a Constitution saving throw.
All right, 5 points of damage, and does an 11 pass?
It does not. He is
Right.
now stunned until the end of my next turn.
All right, Displacer Beast is stunned and took 5 damage.
Big
Line 'em up,
stretch,
boys.
just don't take another turn.
And yeah, as my bonus action, I'm gonna attack again, straight roll, because I would have had advantage if I wasn't poisoned.
Yep. Go for it.
Nice. 19 plus 24.
That hits. Roll damage.
Takes another 6 damage.
6 damage. Nice. All right, Nakara, that was your turn. It is now Karek's turn.
And I'm
All
out of
right.
key points.
Kark is gonna instruct Patch to run over here and take a moment to heal himself.
Okay.
So let me roll that for him.
No.
2d8.
Finish the two-headed dog before he bites me again.
12. He gains 12, so he's back to full. And then Kark is going to pull out like a little pouch with like a rune on it, and he's gonna throw it at the Displacer Beast, and it's gonna explode in like a puff of powder, a blue powder, and he's gonna cast Fairy Fire on it.
All right. It's which save is that?
Dex save.
Dex save.
DC 12.
He fails. He very much fails.
Ooh,
He's stunned.
nice.
So the powder flows all over him, and he just starts glowing. Is there a range on that? Is there a would it hit the other dogs too?
No, I think
Isn't it
it's
a 20 foot.
each object.
It's a 20-foot
Any
square,
creature in
right?
Oh, okay. I think the range I can set it up is so that I can only get it in it. So, like, I can aim it like.
So you can.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
you
So
can aim it
just to
back
get
and
him
forth.
in the corner. Sure. Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
So you
I
don't
was
hit
gonna
your
say, did you
teammates.
just
Sure.
napalm us?
All right. So that's your turn then, I believe. So,
Yeah, I believe so.
So he's now the Displacer Beast. Now, after having snapped back into reality, is now glowing as well. It's like a big "hit me" sign stapled to his face. Dross, it is your turn.
All right, bonus action, giant might.
All right.
Your decision if I become large or not.
So,
'Cause-
Milos, as a reaction, I'll let you move out of the way of Dross so you can become large, if that works for you.
Okay.
So I'll move you
I can
down
move out of the way.
here, and Dross will become large. Just one square for now.
And-
But... Yep.
Oh,
And
you already
as a
moved
reaction.
me?
Yeah, I did. Just to give him
Oh.
space. Yep.
Can I not be closer to the dog?
If you move away from the dog would get an attack of opportunity against you. So.
yeah, because you're within its attack range already.
I thought I wasn't standing next to the dog. I thought I was I had
If you
position.
were here next to
Drost.
Drost,
You were right
which
here.
that's 5 feet away from the dog still.
Oh, right. I had
Yeah.
positioned away from the displacement beast, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Alright, so I'm going to take a swing at the displacer beast. Now, you said normally it's disadvantage because of his.
It was
Yeah,
that was
sorcery.
already
Yes, but he got hit, and he is under fairy fire, so you have advantage.
yes.
Well,
So
And
Okay,
he's
so-
stunned.
you have advantage.
so it is with advantage. Okay.
Yes,
Yeah.
because once he takes damage, it's disrupted for a turn.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it's until the start of his next turn or something.
Something like that. Hold on.
Twice.
Yes,
So 21 to hit.
that'll do it. Roll damage.
D10 plus 3, and then an additional D6. Oh my god, so that's 9 damage.
9 damage.
I will go ahead and activate my Fiery Shackles,
Okay.
which is a DC 12 strength saving throw.
Is that just as an anytime thing, like a free action, basically, or is that?
When I hit with a weapon
Oh,
attack.
okay, so like a smite. Perfect. Go for it.
Yeah.
What's the save?
Basically, it's my DC 12 strength.
He fails hard. I mean, he is stunned. He's getting smashed around everywhere.
Yeah.
He is
Stunned creatures
restor-
automatically fail strength and dex saves.
Okay, fair enough.
Oh, he is automatically restrained,
All right.
and he takes an additional 9 points of fire damage.
9 points of fire damage.
And that'll happen again at the start of each of its turns for a minute. And at the end of its turn, it gets to save again.
All right.
Wow, we are fucking this thing up.
Yeah.
I would then like to action surge.
Okay, go for it.
Bringing out all the big guns here.
Yes.
And advantage. It's a 25 to hit.
Against the displacer beast.
Yes.
Yes, that hits.
And that will bring me to another 14 points of damage.
14. Nice.
You know you can put all of that into one formula and it'll roll the 1d6 plus the not 1d10 plus
Yep.
3.
Is that your
Yeah, I know.
is that your turn, Drost?
That is the end of my turn.
All right.
I think that's everything I could have possibly done during that turn.
That was a lot. The dog next to you will now take a swing at Milos, as Milos has just jumped into its range, and you are a very imposing threat, Drost, so it's not going to take a swipe at you. Milos does a 11 hit.
So that's compared against armor class, right?
Yes.
I have 12, so I think that doesn't.
You only have 12?
I only have 12.
Do you have your armor equipped?
Do I have my armor equipped?
Check your equipment, because I feel like if you
Should
started
have
with
armor
armor, you should
equipped.
have...
Yeah,
Oh,
you
it's 16.
16,
My armor was
okay.
Jesus
Well,
Christ.
either way you would have passed it, but that's a lot more racy. So it's like 12 doesn't sound right for a starting artificer. Hold on. All right, so that does miss. It just kind of bounces off your armor, unable to find any purchase or get its teeth around any fleshy bits. The other head will now attack you. Does no, so if a 14 does not pass 16, so the other one does the same. They're both just kind of scratching at your armor. The other dog on the right will now attack at Patch, since it's been an epic duel with Patch this whole time. One head will attack Patch with a 19 to hit. I'm assuming that hits Patch.
Yeah, 19 will hit.
Patch takes 5 points of piercing. The other head will attack Neko for 14 to hit.
Armor class. Armor class is 15.
Okay. So it does not hit either of them, or it does not hit Neko. It does hit Patch. It
Got a very
is
tanky
now.
dog cat.
Yes, it is now the Displacer Beast's turn. So, It is shackled, but it starts to displace itself slightly now, just automatically as part of its physique. But it is still shackled and stunned until your turn, right, Nikarth?
Yeah, until the end of my turn, yeah.
And is it
so
a
this
strength
is-
save on? Because that would automatically fail because it's stunned, right?
Correct.
Okay, so what damage does it roll on its turn for the shackles, Dross?
So start of its turn, 2d6 fire damage.
All right, go ahead and roll that.
Oof.
That's really unfortunate. 2 points of fire damage.
Oh,
It's
unfortunate.
got a lot of fire damage.
And that is its whole turn. So, moving on, Milos' turn.
Great. Let's just figure out what I want to do.
That does roll up enough damage from my turn to one-shot me.
Your total turn damage? Yeah, nice.
That brought me up to 34 points.
Nice.
What the heck? I'll try and shoot the displacer beast.
Okay, you'll be at disadvantage because you're within melee range of the
Yeah.
there. Okay, go for it.
Um,
This will be a flat roll because you have both advantage and disadvantage.
20 plus 6.
That'll
7.
hit. Well, the 20. So you were at both advantage and disadvantage because of the fairy fire. So it's a flat
Yeah.
roll. So the first one you rolled would be the real one. So this is
Okay, so 7.
7. Okay. Does not hit.
That does-
Well,
Yeah, no.
All
you're
right.
just distracted. What?
George, do me a favor and just refresh your browser. You're rolling way too many fucking ones. That's absurd. Get a new seed.
Your bolt just goes wide
Fuck roll 20.
over its head, and you thought you were aiming where it was, but it wasn't there. It was just its image. So
Yeah.
Unfortunate. Do you want to use your bonus action or?
Yeah, I'll have Patch hit that other dog again. Not Patch. Patch is the other dog. I'll have Neko hit that other dog.
All right, roll to attack.
Yep. 21 to hit.
That'll hit.
And it is that. And 5 damage.
All right. Neko kind of rears back and finds the perfect opportunity and just shoves a paw directly into this beast's chest, and the dog is dead.
Ding dong, the dog is dead.
The dog
Which
is
dog?
dead.
The wicked one?
Well, you assume it's dead. I mean, it's kind of got a hole in its chest, but
It's probably dead.
probably dead. That was Milos' turn. It is now Nikarth's turn.
Woo. I will attack. Straight roll. Ooh, nat 20.
Go for it.
Um, 8 points of damage.
8
on
points
crit
of damage.
from my dinky little D4. And then I will attack again as a bonus action
Go for
with
it.
the astral arm.
The world's kind of fuzzy as the poison courses through you, and in the blur, you almost are able to just kind of make out the location of the beast since you're just flailing wildly, and you manage to hit it square in the face, dealing 8 points of damage.
18 for the second attack.
That'll hit.
4 points of damage.
That's doing good. This thing is now hurting quite a lot. I mean, you've been wailing on it for a while. You'd hope it would be hurting, but it is now no longer stunned. It's the end of Nikarth's turn.
Yeah, and I'm out of key points.
But it is still restrained, and all of that. It's still fairy fire glowing around it. Does it make a save every turn for that, or is that just a duration?
End of its turn. It should make another save at the end of its turn.
Oh, okay. It was stunned. I'll say it auto-failed the dex or whatever, so...
Oh yeah, because
So yeah, it did.
Yep, so...
Oh wait, for fairy fire?
Fairy fire is dex.
no, my shackles.
Oh, for that. Does
Yeah.
fairy fire save, or is it a concentration?
It's concentration.
Oh, okay, so that's still going.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. That's Nakarad's
Upstairs.
turn. It is now Karik's turn.
Alrighty.
It's done.
Kark
Automatically
will
fail strength and dex. Jesus.
run up here.
Yeah, that's why monks are great support characters.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you and I have a great combo.
Yeah, that was
And
nasty.
Is the
What we
displacer
just
beast
did
displaced
accidentally.
right now?
It was hit, so it is not. It is glowing.
Okay,
It is
cool.
restrained.
I have advantage.
Yep, you have advantage.
Y'all got advantage, yeah.
Yeah, that's a 25 or no 23.
That'll hit. Roll damage.
That is 5 damage. on the
5
first
damage.
strike.
All right.
And then on the second, oh, thank God for advantage. Well, not really. 9 to hit.
That second one does not hit. Unfortunately, it's like you're trying to compensate for it being displaced on the second hit, but it's not displaced anymore, and you swing at the air.
Gotcha. Okay.
It is. That was both of your attacks. Yes. Okay. So it is now Dross's turn.
Alright, I'm gonna take another swing at it since it's still restrained. So 16.
16 hits.
So one of these and one of these puts me up to 9 damage.
9 damage to the beast, I'm assuming.
Yeah, displacer beast.
All right. It is barely clinging on. It is weak. Everything is nasty. It's chained to the ground. It's glowing. It's not having a good time. Its confidence failed it here as it charged into battle. Anything else on your turn, Trost?
Nope. That looks like it for me.
All right. So the dog on the left will now take a swipe at Milos with its head.
Okay.
Is a 7 hit? I'm assuming not.
No.
Other head, natural 20.
Oh dear.
So
That hits.
yes. You take 9 points of piercing damage and make me a Constitution saving throw.
Okay. 9 points of piercing. That's a lot of damage. Constitution is 2. Oh. 21.
All right. So the first head bounces off your armor, but it kind of knocks you back a little bit, and the second head reaches right in through the opportunity the first head made and bites you just right in like the fleshy part of one of your arms. But fortunately, no other ill effects besides a lot of damage.
Oh, nice.
It is now
Just a lot of damage.
just a lot of damage. Yes. It is now the Displacer Beast's turn. Is it at the start of its turn that it makes a save against the shackles, or the end of its turn?
Start of it makes a save at the end, but it takes a damage at the start.
Oh, okay. Go for it.
So that's 7 points of fire damage.
Nice. All right. It is furious. It is hurt. It is on its last legs. It is the final stand for this beast. It is going to take a swipe at you, Drost.
It does have disadvantage.
From being restrained, yes.
Yes.
And nope, that is 2 natural ones on disadvantage. So
Oh.
it is so hurt and strained. Like the chains kind of wrap around its neck more as it tries to bite you, and it just cannot find any even ability to move towards you. However, it has another tentacle to swing at you with. So it'll swing again. Does a 9 hit? I'm assuming not.
Nope.
All right, so these chains are just holding it back way too much. It can't make any attacks, so now it's going to save strength against the chains. That will be a 19 strength.
It does break free.
All right, it is broken free from the chains. It's no longer restrained. It kind of shakes them off. The chains go flying everywhere and kind of burn leaves here and there as bits pass through them. And that is the end of the beast's turn. It is now Milus's turn again.
Great. I'm going to try and crossbow again.
Go for it.
At the displacement beast. So let's.
You are at disadvantage. You're at flat roll because it's still fairy fired.
Yep. 14.
14 hits.
And then roll for damage.
Finish him.
D10 plus 4. 10.
10 points. All right.
Yep.
Your bolt goes into one of its eyes and sticks out there, and it's not blinded in the eye, and there's blood going everywhere, but it's still standing. It's quivering, barely on its legs.
Okay. And then I want Neko to attack that other dog, so it's gonna have to move over here.
All right.
And I should figure this out by now. Yes. Plus 4. 15 to hit.
That'll hit. Go for it.
Plus 2. 6.
6 points of damage. All right. How about you describe how Neko kills this dog as well?
Neck will just kind of like bite it in the throat after leaping onto it
All right. Just
over Nikarith.
tears the throat out. Blood goes everywhere, and it's a very foul-smelling blood. And you're probably glad that Neko doesn't have a biological mouth to bite down on this foul beast. It is now Nikarith's turn.
Well, he'll wipe some of the blood out of his eye and go, so uncivilized. And punch the cat.
All right, go ahead and punch the cat.
Please don't punch
You
my cat.
are at flat roll.
Okay. Not your cat. Your cat's good. I missed with the first attack with a 10.
Yep. Swing wide.
Oh my god, that's so cool.
Second attack hits 17 plus 23.
All right.
22.
Don't even roll damage. Just tell me how you killed it, because it has 1 hit point left. How do you want to do this?
That's hilarious. I rolled max damage.
Just complete overkill.
I'm gonna, with the astral arms, I'm gonna uppercut it
Okay.
so that it like rears up on its hind legs, and with the other, I'm gonna reach into its chest and try and grab and rip out the heart.
All right.
Oh yeah, we do need that, don't we?
I will just allow you to do so. You rolled max damage on its 1 HP. You just tear the heart right the fuck out, and it falls over. It kind of glances up at the sky sadly for one last breath, and it displaces slightly across the ground, and then it snaps back to reality and ceases moving for breathing.
Blood splatters across Carrot's face as it
Yes.
goes across.
Yes.
Mm.
The blood kind of like hits you, but it looks like it went over your shoulder. It's kind of displaced, and then it snaps back into your blood in your face. All
Wow,
right.
that was something.
I'll take a second and kind of look around and go, was that supposed to be hard?
Yeah, that went well. Does anyone need healing?
No, actually.
Feel
I could use some healing. I'm hurting a bit.
If
I'll help you
If anyone
out.
is proficient with medicine, you may make a medicine check on Nikarith.
herbalism?
That's
Medicine.
not medicine.
Shit. No, wait,
I've
that's
got a
me.
plus-
Okay, you can make a medicine check on
Jesus
yourself.
Christ.
Sure, go for it.
Sweet, +5. Woo!
At disadvantage though, because you are poisoned.
Where
Fuck.
did,
Unless
where did
somebody aids you.
herbalism come from?
You heal 8 Milos.
Oh, thank you.
I got a natural one.
Unfortunate. Okay, you're like trying to come up with looking through all your symptoms, trying to figure something out. Could it be a flu? Could I have gotten a flu this fast? I don't know. You can't. You're not finding anything that seems reasonable.
I would like to take this moment to, this is going to be gross, cut open the displacer beast's stomach.
Okay. Make me survival or medicine, your choice. Or nature,
Survival?
any of those. Whatever skill you want to try to use to cut it open.
Let's do some nature. That's an 8.
An 8. Okay. So you kind of carve through its chest. It's not a very clean
Careful
cut.
with its hide. I want it.
Yeah, it's. I mean, he didn't cut through too much of the hide, but he did. It's not a very clean cut down the front. But you did manage
Just
to cut it
kinda-
open, so you can look around inside.
Just look back in the cart. It is a large beast. There's plenty of hide. Do not stress.
Can I take the tentacles?
Yeah, those are easy to just chop off. Go for it.
Yeah. I'll go ahead and look through the contents of his
Well,
stomach.
chop those off.
For the sake of brevity, we'll say that you guys can handle chopping it up next time, next session. Is there anything else you'd like to do before we close for the evening, though?
I was gonna look at the contents, see if there's anything that looks like a half orc, and if not, take another look around Just like
No, it looks.
the area we're in.
It looks like it hasn't eaten recently, actually. As if
Oh.
as if it probably attacked you because it was hungry.
Okay, and then just take a tiny look around for any more signs of someone moving through.
No, the area around is silent. It seems like perhaps the commotion and chaos and the sound of a ferocious beast being just utterly destroyed has driven off everything around it.
Nice. All right, I'm good.
That wombo combo was awesome.
That was
Just saying.
awesome.
Mm-hmm.
The stunning strike, setting up the fairy fire, and the chains. Good
Yeah,
shit.
that's pretty great.
Yeah, that was perfect.
We worked pretty well as a team, huh? Carrot
Imagine
said.
if our real healer was here.
Imagine.
Imagine
What do you
having
mean I'm not
3
the real
healers
healer?
in a D&D group.
So
That's absurd. That doesn't happen.
Nakarath, as also for brevity, a few hours later, you feel just worse and worse, as if your insides are being twisted up by whatever has gotten into you. It's not good. I will also say, for the sake of brevity, you guys make your way back to town without issue. But
Is there any chance I could have taken some of the poison glands from those dogs?
you could, yeah. You guys can take whatever you want from it. I'll just allow it.
Ooh, I'll take those.
Yeah. You can even
Uh,
retroactively say what you took next time if you'd like. As a
Honestly,
bonus.
can I drag the whole body of the displacer beast?
As a Goliath, probably.
So I'm carrying 137.5 pounds.
How long does your giant form last?
So that lasts for, I think it's only a minute, but
Oh,
I can
okay.
use it twice.
Sure. I'll say you can drag it, not carry it, but you can drag it along the ground
Yeah.
behind you as you go. Sure. You guys can just take the whole corpse back with you.
Can we use sticks
So-
and fashion a stretcher out of it so that it doesn't destroy the pelt?
Sure.
My
Roll survival. Or anyone who
So
wants
I-
to roll survival.
I have an extra 350 pounds before I reach my max carrying capacity, and my push drag lift is 1,000.
Yes, I think you could definitely push, drag, lift it, but I think it would be more than 350 pounds of raw weight to carry. But
Okay, so drag is fairly simple.
yeah,
Yeah, that whole thing's coming with me.
you guys couldn't fashion a sled out of some nearby things, and I'm sure you could make your way back. But if no one else wants to make a medicine check on Nakareth,
I will.
are you
let's see.
proficient?
Oh shoot. I have a +1, but I am not proficient. Okay. Never mind.
So we'll say it takes you three days to make a pack. Nakareth, you may make one medicine check for each of those days if you wish. At disadvantage.
All right. 14 for the first day.
All right. You can tell that it's getting far worse and you need attention immediately. On that first day as well, make me another Constitution saving throw.
15.
15. Okay. You feel it getting worse, but it's not life-threatening yet. The second day.
Okay, second day. Medicine. 13.
13. Yeah, you feel as if something is almost like rotting away at your insides. This is some nasty stuff. Your immune system is just getting beaten back. Make me another Constitution saving throw for the second day.
10.
10. Okay. Your hit point maximum is reduced by 7.
Ah! I've only got 18 of those. Ah!
All right, third day medicine check.
Fuck me, 8.
8. You are delirious at this point, and you
Swear to
just
God.
can't even figure anything out. Another con save.
14.
14. Okay. You, in a fit of just massive determination, your will to live is too strong, and you just the poison doesn't make any further damage within you. You all
Yeah, that was a lot of
arrive
failures.
back at Galt. You have a friend that is sweating profusely and hardly able to walk, and you are dragging a corpse.
Go see doctor.
The first thing that pops out to you is the giant temple in the middle of Galt.
Oh, yeah, that works. I will stumble my way to the temple.
All right, as you
Help!
kind of pass through the door and like not break through the door, but you stumble through the door, it bursts open, and you land on the ground just like panting and sweating and hardly able to move. Some priests run over, and a very tall priest, a male orc, walks over. He has 8 silver rings, 1 on each finger. He says, "What is wrong with you, child? What happened to you?" And he will
I was.
He will hold up a holy
Yeah.
symbol of the 12, and a beam of light will radiate around you, and he will cast Greater Restoration on you. And your hit point...
Greater?
Yes.
Fuck.
Your hit point...
I.
Go for it. Your hit point maximum returns to normal. You are no longer poisoned, and the disease has passed from your body.
Damn.
I owe you a debt. Thank you.
Um,
I was bitten by a 2-headed dog in the Eldritch Grove.
2-headed dog, you say? That sounds nasty indeed. I know not what you speak, but I'm glad you're better, my son. There are
Yeah, that was pretty rough.
no debts to be paid to the church, except that you simply praise the 12. And he will return to the podium and continue conducting service.
As we are entering the town, can I stop by one of the guards?
You may, real quick, before we finish here.
Who would like this body?
That's, what even is that?
Me?
I
It is.
I want that pelt,
Displacer
motherfucker.
beast.
Splicer. I don't know what that is, but I'd say either the Whispers store or the Brass Chain would know good uses for ferocious beasts of magical nature. Good luck to you, sirs. Return to dispose.
Thank you. I'll just take the whole body to Whispers.
Okay.
Yeah.
We will pick up from there next time.
All right.
Sweet.
I wanted to at least resolve that disease before next time. So.
That's fair.
How much time
I
did we
would've
lose
forgotten about
inside
it.
the forest?
What's up?
Did
No, we
lose
basically
any
spent a
time
week,
in the forest?
right?
So
3
you
days
guys
there,
took 3
3 days
days there, 3 days back. Yeah, it was basically a week. You didn't go far enough into the forest
Okay.
for any time warping effects to happen, and you had a very good survival roll on your way through it, so you didn't really waste any time in there.
Not on our way into it for the first part.
Yeah, not for looking around though.
Just, hit a casual 2.
Cool.
All right, thank you guys for joining me tonight. I hope you all had fun, and we'll pick this up next week.